We are created in a beautiful way.
Peace everybody, and welcome to the Adventures of Shay. Today, Wednesday, was my 10th shot, and Monday the 7th of February was my 2-month anniversary on testosterone. So I wanted to make this video to share my adventures with you, what I'm learning about myself and what this hormone drug is doing to my body. So here goes. So I'm gonna do my video different than other people do their videos, and it's because of where I'm coming from and things that I would like to see in videos that I see missing. So I'll bring some of that I know about to my videos and during the Adventures of Shay. I'm going to look at my transitions or transformations in terms of mind, body, and spirit, and talk about it from that perspective, because I've always found it's important to see what's going on the inside. It's not only what's happening on the outside that's important, you know. And so I will start with my spirit. And what I've seen that I'm enjoying is that I have the ability to access tears and emotions in that way again. For 8 weeks I couldn't cry, and that was a problem. And you know, I know a lot of folks out there don't like to cry, but it's an emotion and we need to tap all our emotions. And I'll be honest, I've never been one who was a big crier all my life, and I've understood when I need to cry, I need to let it go and do it. And it became a problem for me because I would get headaches, you know. And when I started testosterone, was finals month, and funding in my nonprofit was difficult, and so I had mad stresses, figuring out finances, just figuring out life. And so nothing, it was just like mad headaches, right? And I actually cried about 8 weeks on testosterone, and it was funny. It happened in a public place. I was trying to get some information around funding and food and whatnot, and it needed to come, so I just let it come. And the guy there was uncomfortable, and he was just like, "Don't cry, it's gonna be okay. I know things are rough, but it'll be fine." So I was like, okay, so I can cry, and hopefully it won't have to build up for weeks before that'll happen. And I'll say, coming back again to New York, this police state with mad homeless folks, was just like having to retransition back and harden up again was a little rough. And so coming back from creating change was just really, really good, and being with people who love me, I haven't seen in a while. And it's like people love you and take care of you very different in the Midwest than they do on the East Coast, and I really miss that, you know. So anyway, so just seeing that my ability to access emotions is coming back, and I'm starting to feel more like myself, which I really enjoy, just tapping into like different emotions, and I'm feeling like extra bold because of this testosterone coursing through my body. Just feeling like, okay, if I need to get at myself, you know, get some courage, I can tap into it, I can do that, but not just saying certain things like I was saying the first month on testosterone. So that's pretty interesting, so I like that. And I'm not as angry, so I'm really happy about that. Understand there's every reason to be angry in this world as a person of color dealing with oppression. And I got stopped by the cops the other day for walking while black. How could I even think of doing that in New York City? So, you know, stuff like that brings you reason to be angry, and I'm just liking that I'm not stuck in my anger and just working a lot to get out of it. So I appreciate that. And other things in terms of my spirit feels happy on it, and you know, just going through some difficulties in my life. So you know, I do get down. I'm not sure how much of the testosterone is impacting my mood being down, or if it's just it's winter and shit is rough here in New York and everybody's just going through it. So it could be that. In terms of my mind feels sharp and stuff. It's felt sharp, and it's not feeling as like, oh my goodness, there's so much going on, and trying to filter it out and make sense of things. I think as I've been on this for 2 months, and it's not such a new thing, even though it is still is a big thing and it's still very new. I'm feeling like, okay, I'm getting the hang of it. Been talking to a couple trans folks and doctors just about the changes in my body, and so I think my mind's like, okay, I got it, and not just feeling like everything's so new and just nervous and trying to figure it out. So I'm enjoying that, and yeah, and just like figuring out what to do with myself and my mind, because I can't sleep a night. I've not had a full night's sleep in over 10 weeks, and it is bothersome. I wake up, my mind is running, I'm just sitting there, I'm trying to go back to bed, and it seems like the most I can get is like 4 hours, and then I'm up and I'm wondering how long will it take for me to go back to bed, and then when I do go back to bed, it's time to wake back up, and I'm just trying to sleep more. And so I'm not appreciating that, and it just has my mind running and thinking about everything and its mama, right? So that hasn't been good. So I'm hoping that some of these herbs for complementary medicine that I'm taking will help me with getting a full night's sleep. I just started a new regimen about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks. So we'll see about that, and I'll check in with how I get a full night's sleep, right? With all of this, it's just raising my my heat in my body, and my body's working overtime, so it's not able to sleep. I'm trying to see anything else in terms of my mind, and just feeling comfortable on it, and you know, coming out to friends, you know, in Minnesota. That was some interesting conversations, but everyone took it pretty well. People still haven't quite gotten the whole, you know, neutral, gender neutral pronouns. People will be like, okay, I get it, you using they or your name. They get it for a couple minutes, and then everybody's sister or girl, and so I'm just like picking my battles in terms of like how much I'm gonna fight with people over that as I start to tell them, and over how much I'll just be like, okay, I'll remind you again later, I'll remind you and stuff. And then I know the longer I'm on this, the more I will be checking people to be like, hey, mindful, check your pronouns, and you never know who's in the room, right? And we can't always assume gender pronouns. So I think that's really interesting, and so I'll let y'all know how it comes out when I tell the rest of my family. I told my moms, and so I need to tell my brother. My sister's in Nigeria right now. I told my father before he goes to Nigeria. So that's going to be the interesting conversation for me and for a whole bunch of the family. Anyways, those things are good. I can think of in terms of my mind.